I'm just in my third or fourth take of trying to film a video blog, and it's interesting how you can have a conversation with somebody, with anybody, and you can speak for hours and not get caught up at all. But the second you try to film yourself, you start getting all tongue-tied and tongue-twisted. But hopefully, this time, having that insight, it'll help me get a little bit more relaxed and speaking into the camera and just speaking naturally. I was thinking about the power of beliefs. Been reading a little bit about it and reflecting on it, and how powerful our beliefs define us and define our day. Our belief doesn't even have to be real. It can be imagined. It can be in our mind, but when we hold it so strong, it actually becomes a reality for us. And I was reading an article where, back in the 70s or the 80s, they did an experiment where a doctor was dealing with people with multiple personality disorders, and the people were actually they actually had physiological changes when they would switch from personality to personality. So if for example, some of the physiological changes was eye color, a person would go from one personality to another and their eye color would actually change, or blemishes or moles on the skin, colorations on the skin, birthmarks would appear and disappear. There was even a case I was reading about where one personality, in his normal state, the man had diabetes, and in his alternate personality state, he didn't have diabetes. Diabetes actually went away and his pancreas functioned normally, which is pretty amazing. It shows the power of our beliefs, that we could actually shift and heal ourselves with our own thoughts, and there's been tons of research done on that. And I was speaking today with my mother. I was out for coffee with my mother, and we were talking about this idea that beliefs are so impacting. And one of the challenges that I think the what do they call it? The Generation X, the 25 to 45ers right now. We grew up in a generation of entitlement. Our grandparents, they came. Our great grandparents and our grandparents, they came to wherever, to North America, to any part of the world, and they had to struggle. If they didn't work hard, there wasn't food on the plate, there wasn't clothing, there wasn't shelter. And my parents' generation, they were encouraged to go get a professional degree and to work, but their parents already had something and they were helping their kids out. And in my generation, it was great growing up. We didn't have to worry about anything. I never thought about whether I was going to eat or have clothing or shelter. And if there was any struggle, there wasn't really, because parents were always there to pull us out. And so much more so, in the old days, it used to be you finished high school, you finished the basic education, go out and work. But nowadays, you finish high school, you're not ready to go out and work, you can go to university. You're not ready to finish university, you can get your master's. You're not ready for that, you can get your PhD. You're not ready for that, you can do some research. You can basically stay in this comfortable, safe space and be taken care of. But my concern is that in the next 2 or 3 generations, we're going to be back to the beginning of struggle, because all that money is going to run out, because this entitlement and not taking action is going to really hit us. And I think with the power of beliefs, there's an opportunity to catalyze ourselves into action, to hold a belief so strong, to create a belief that drives us. And one of the things that, as a father and as a husband, that I've started working on within myself, is to really just get that awareness that I am dependent on, that I am needed to support my family and care for my family, and that there's nobody else to turn to. And for the past year, I've been doing that, and it's really starting to become prevalent in my life, that I see myself as the person that has to go out and care, and I'm responsible for my family, and if I don't do it, nobody else will. And it's created a deeper hunger in me, a deeper drive, and it's really become a reality. And it's an amazing tool that you can use for yourself. If there's something that you want to work on and you want to drive yourself to the next level, you can reflect on that and you can build on that. What can you believe? What's the belief, the vision that you want to create? And if you've looked at the past writings over the past few weeks, that's a big focus. What's your vision? If you don't know where you're going, you don't know what to do with the now. You just float through. You'll coast through life, just chilling out and not worrying about anything and not having a clue where you're going, zero direction. But what's your vision? Where do you really want to take yourself? And if you can create that vision, if you can create that reality so deeply, so strongly, that it's real for you, that a vision becomes real, you see yourself in super health, you see yourself super successful, you see yourself married, whatever it may be, when it becomes real, your body will start to morph, your mind will start to morph in a way that'll carry you in that direction. So it's just an interesting thought that I think you can take into the weekend, to think about what is it that you want, what's the belief that you want to hold, what's some of the limiting beliefs that you have now in your life that are getting in your way, that are holding you back, that are preventing you from really moving forward, because you have that opportunity to say, maybe these beliefs aren't real. Maybe it's just an illusion that I've created for myself up until this time, and you can put a break there. You can stop it and say, okay, what's the new beliefs that I'd like to put in place? And humor yourself. Just try it out in the beginning, but you'll see that as you build it and as you reflect on it each day, this is the vision, this is the reality, this is the beliefs that I want to hold. They'll start to become real, and it'll create amazing impact and change in your life. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have an awesome and wonderful weekend.